You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith.
From the AfterBuzz Studios, live in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com. Streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's Chatting with Cathy.
Hello everyone, Bing is for doing, and today we are doing another episode of Chatting with Cathy. I'm your host, Cathy Kelly, and I'm so excited to introduce Caitlin Crosby. She is here in studio today, and Caitlin, in addition to your singing songwriting career and your extensive list of acting credits, you also do stuff to give back to the community. You started loveyourflaws.com and The Giving Keys, which I'm so excited to hear about. You also just released your new EP, which we are going to hear an acoustic performance from that later today. But thank you so much for coming in, Caitlin.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So I'm excited to talk about everything. I feel like you are a Renaissance woman in that you do everything in the industry.
Thank you.
So you grew up in LA, one of the few that actually grew up here. We were talking about that before the show. So what was it like growing up in the industry? I know your dad is a manager of famous talent, and your mom was a former actress and now an agent.
Yeah, she was a model, an actress, and then my parents met because I think my mom was auditioning for my dad, so it was like extremely, yes, I definitely grew up in the heart of the entertainment industry. So I grew up, going on auditions and working, helping my dad at his management company and watching the girls come in and out, and just saw a lot of behind the scenes stuff that people don't get to see a lot. So it turned me really off from the entertainment industry, but then also it was kind of like the natural thing to do to be in it also because it was all around me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So which came first, acting or singing?
Acting. That's my first thing that I started doing. And then I just did like musical theater and stuff like that. So that was my first time kind of singing. And then I won a contest in high school through Kiss FM and Babyface, and to be in a girl group. So I got that, and so I did that for like 4 years or something. And so that was like my first taste of the music world.
Industry, yeah. So I know you mentioned high school. You went to Beverly Hills High School for theater, the theater program. I know you were in like so many productions. You were in Grease was one of them as Sandy. So what did you like about theater at that age? Like, what drew you to it?
I don't know. I think it was just because everyone was doing it, and I was into acting at the time. But really, right now, I'm like so burnt out from that world. So I don't remember the theater days of so long ago. I don't know. It was just like the thing to do, I guess. But I was always on the side, going on auditions and working on random little TV shows here and there. So that was the stuff that I enjoyed doing at the time.
You were doing that while in high school?
Yeah, so I would go take time off and go back and forth and stuff like that.
Was it ever hard to like juggle schoolwork, hanging out with friends, and then auditions?
Yeah, it was a weird dynamic. Like looking back, I think, I don't know, it's a kind of a unhealthy way to grow up, honestly, I think, because it's like you're so young and you're just trying to fit in school, but then you have, and that's like enough peer pressure for people and trying to fit in and like blah, blah, blah. But then you have to get all like hair and makeup and done up and go into these rooms and like perform and try to make them like you, and then all the rejection, because most of the time when you go on auditions, you're getting rejected 99% of the time, and then every now and then you'll get something. You know, for the most part, it's rejection. So it's like growing up doing that, I don't think is healthy for anybody.
I mean, I can imagine. I know that I was like self-conscious in high school, but then in addition to being part of the industry and getting that rejection, how did you overcome that?
Well, that's kind of what started this website called loveyourflaws.com. So I was doing this movie with the actress Brie Larson, and she grew up in the entertainment industry as well. So we were just talking about like insecurities and how hard it is, and like especially when you see yourself on camera and you're like, oh, my nose is weird. Oh, I have a double chin. And,
in LA, everyone's so quick to point out everything.
Yeah. So you see all that, and everyone's obsessed with it. So it's like, ugh. So we decided to start this website called loveyourflaws.com. So I started going around the country. And it was even for like therapy for us doing it, because it wasn't like, oh, we've overcome this, so we're gonna make this website so you guys can get help with this issue. No, it was like we needed help with it. So, and all of our girlfriends were like struggling with it too. So we're like, let's make it a fun, cool, creative project. So I went around and was doing like music tours and this and that. So started taking literally thousands and thousands of pictures of people holding up signs that said things like, my cellulite is hot. Mm-hmm. My acne is sexy. My scar saved my life. My love handles rule, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then people started sending us their pictures, and then people would write blogs, and we would write blogs and videos. And then I wrote all these songs about it. So it was just like, that was how I kind of dealt with it, and kind of like fought that, was just kind of making a project and then seeing other people write in like how hard it is for them and how much it helped them. That helped. But it's always a struggle. I've gotten, it's not that big of a deal, but I think everybody kind of deals with it a little bit.
Anyone who says that they don't have any flaws or thinks that they're perfect, like they're lying to themselves.
So it's like fun to point out, like I had the biggest pimple of all time last week, and it had its own heartbeat. It was like, I was like, what is that? Like, oh my gosh. And so, and instead of being like embarrassed about it, I took a close-up picture of it and posted it on loveyourflaws.com and
That's
like on
awesome.
our Love Your Flaws Instagram and Twitter. And I was just like, and I literally quoted, I said, sometimes pimples have heartbeats. At Caitlin Crosby, whatever. So I just like stuff like that, and I love that like some teenage girls are writing back, commenting on it, like, oh my gosh, I had one like that last week. Oh my gosh, thank you for posting that, because it makes me feel like,
not only does it help you, but it also helps other people.
Yeah, because they see like all the airbrushed images of people, like our like Twitter profile picture with like professional hair and makeup done and like airbrushing, and then it's like, then they're like, oh, I wish I looked like that. But we don't even look like that.
People don't realize, and this is something that I didn't realize when I was younger, is that almost every picture coming from Hollywood or New York is airbrushed.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Crazy.
For sure. My friend, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but whatever. My friend does airbrushing for Victoria's Secret, and she showed me all the before and after pictures, and it made me feel so much better about myself.
Oh, I remember in high school, I saw this website that had before and after of like famous celebrities, and it was the before pictures. It's like they're just like us.
Yeah, seriously. Like even the Victoria's Secret models, there was like their boobs were like way smaller, and then there's like a gap between the padded bra and their boob, and then they like plumped it out and like filled it up so it looked like it, filled up the bra, and then like took some inches off the waist, and like took lines off their face and cellulite bumps or whatever, and then you see it in the magazine and you're just like, how's her body that perfect? Like, I'm fat, And
I mean,
like,
they're all gorgeous girls, but they get pimples too. Like it's natural.
Yeah.
Is that do you think that it's healthy for society to, put these images on young girls?
No, I think it's horrible. I think all billboards, magazines, all that, I think it's so messed up because it's unattainable. And then all these girls in our generation, women, girls, teenagers, whatever, they think that that's what they're supposed to look like.
Yeah.
Okay, what does the word model mean? If you say a model doctor, you're a model like student.
Model citizen.
That means that you're the best at, that thing. So if you're a model and you're in magazines, that means that that's what we're supposed to look like. That's the best. That's the best body you can. But these girls are starving themselves, not eating. All my model friends don't really eat that much, and then they have like eating disorders and this and this and this, and then that's what's all over the magazines. So then girls want to look like that, and then girls feel insecure because they can't look like that. So then they'll try to get an eating disorder too, so they can try to look like that. So I feel like it's all the agencies and the magazines and the media that's like everyone's responsibility to try to put out images that are more like realistic and attainable. And then it's also like the money making thing, like the business, like they want to, like get better abs on the cover of magazines, get better thighs, 10 steps to do this because they want to sell their magazine, so they have to make it blah, blah, blah. So it's a whole cycle that I think is so like messed up.
Awful cycle.
Yeah.
So I know that Love Your Flaws also kind of snowballed into the giving keys. You found a hotel key that was old and you wanted to get it imprinted with Love Your Flaws on it. And it ended up going from one key to thousands. Yeah. So tell us how that came about.
Yeah, so So this is my obsession. My new obsession right now is the giving keys. So basically, I was on tour for music, and I was in New York, and you know you have hotel keys, and sometimes hotel keys are like
Usually
credit
they're
cards.
plastic, yeah.
But this one, it was like a ghetto hotel room, so I had like an old school big key, actual key. I thought it was cool, so I put it around my necklace to wear it around because I would always lose it. And then
Did you steal it from them?
well, no. Well, it sounds like it. I did, but I really didn't. So I had this one, the first one, but I lost it. So then I went, and when I was in New York, so then I went to the front desk and asked for a second one so that I could use it. But then when I got back to LA, I found the first one again in my suitcase. So then I always wore it as my thing, and they had like thousands of them. They didn't care. Anyway, but so then I went to a locksmith one day, and the person in front of me had numbers engraved on their key. And I was like, oh, do you have letters? Can I get Love Your Flawz engraved on there? Because then I wanted to sell it at the merchandise table for tour. So I was selling like their CDs and T-shirts that said Love Your Flawz and bags and blah, blah, blah. So I got the key I had got the guy to engrave that on there. But then I saw all these other old, used, discarded keys on the side. I'm like, oh, can you engrave strength, hope, love, faith, dream, believe, let go, fearless, da 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 da. And I started giving them to my friends for birthdays, and then started selling those on tour. And then they would sell out every night. And then I kind of tied it into Love Your Flaw. I was like, okay, I want you guys to get a key that reminds you that you're one of a kind, just like these keys. Like you may feel like these keys. You may feel like old, used, discarded, flawed, but get one that reminds you that you're unique. And so, once you've embraced the word on there, I want to encourage you guys to give it away, pay it forward at some point to somebody that you feel needs the message on the key, and then you go back to the website, or at the time, like, write me the story of why you gave it away. So all these stories started pouring in, and it was crazy. It was like, you know, so-and-so was about to commit suicide, so-and-so has cancer, so I gave them my key, and then that lady in the cancer ward gave her, you know, key to all the other lady, like another lady at the cancer ward, and then, or like someone just went through a breakup, so gave them one that said let go, or someone lost their job, so blah, blah, blah. So then I was like, there's something really like special here. So then I made a website, and I knew I wanted the money to go to charity, but I didn't know what. And long story short, I was walking Hollywood Boulevard one day. I was actually at church by myself, and I left like, what else can I do to like help people, or like, what is the point? Why am I like here, you know? And like right then I saw this homeless couple sitting there on Hollywood Boulevard, and they were holding up a sign that said ugly, hungry, and homeless. So it caught my eye. I went up to them and got their life story, fell in love with them, ended up taking them out to dinner, and I wasn't thinking about the giving keys at all. And then 2 hours into it, I said to the girl, I like your necklace. And she's like, oh, thanks, I like making jewelry. And I was like, this is my aha moment. Oh my gosh, you're the missing link to the giving keys. Do you guys want to be my business partners? And they were like, what? Okay. And then, so long story short, I hired them, and they started engraving the keys. So I'd pay them to engrave the keys, and then little by little they saved up to stay in a motel. Then little by little they saved up to get an apartment. Then little by little they couldn't keep up with the orders, because we got in like Fred Siegel and all these cool swanky stores, and like Kitson and blah blah blah. So now we're in like 170 something stores all over the world, and sold thousands, and have hired like 11 or 12 different people trying to transition out of homelessness, and have gotten 5 of them totally off the street so far just from engraving the keys.
I think that's such a cool story and message. I mean, not only is the giving keys helping people that actually receive them, but then also people that are working there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard that the original couple that helped you start it also, like, they got their GED and like all this stuff.
Rob,
so
the guy, he got his GED. He got like 98, 99 on it, and just started college. And Sarah, she still works for us part-time, and she also works at the San Diego Zoo. And she's a single mom, and so it's awesome.
There another couple that got engaged?
Yeah, there was another couple. They met engraving keys on the street, and because we went through this the United Way, and then Path, a transitional home. So they would screen the people for us, so we knew that we were hiring people that were genuinely trying to really change their life and everything. And then so they met engraving the keys, and they fell in love and got engaged.
Aw,
Yeah, Jeff and Norma.
that's so cute. So I know that teenagers usually go through a very rebellious stage. You self-admittedly had an anti-rebellion stage.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, my anti-rebellion stage was that because I grew up in LA and like Hollywood, my rebellion was like going to youth group, like church. So I would literally lie to my parents and say that I was going to parties, but I would really be going to church, like, with like youth group church. And then that's how I kind of grew up singing and was like, playing in all the worship bands and choir and this and that. And my parents would be like, just pretend that you're holding a drink when you go to parties. Just at least pretend. I was like, what?
Water with lemon in it.
Yeah, because whatever. So I was just like wanting to I always just wanted to I want to change the world. What's the point of this? Like, why is everyone getting drunk? And it would like make me cry and everything.
Aww.
So yeah, so my rebellion was like, doing Love Your Flaws and doing Giving Keys and just like always wanting to, because also living in LA, like everyone moves here to become famous. So they move here and they want to be famous and they get all this money and then they get miserable. And I've seen that over and over and over. They get all this money and fame and then they get so messed up. And I'm like, what is the point of all this? So because I saw it so much, I wanted to do the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard so many stories of people who grew up around the industry, surrounded by it, that, they go and they party and they just kind of take advantage of the situation that they're given. So what led you to be so mature that you shied away from that?
Honestly, I went going to youth group because I had all my friends that were there, like, the band Lifehouse. Mm-hmm. They were our youth group band. So, like...
That's a pretty cool youth group band.
Yeah, and, like, all the guys were, like, really cute and, like, cool. And all the older guys and older girls were, like, super cool and super into, like, creative ways to, make the world a better place, etc. And it was just cool. And, like, those were my mentors and my peers. And so then when I went to high school, I was like... these people suck, not, that was mean. But, it was just like, everyone's just kind of, I don't know, it just was such a contrast of like, these are such quality people, like, that I feel like I want to be like, I guess, or something.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of lifestyle, just partying and whatever, is not very rewarding.
And I wouldn't normally say people suck. I'm not like that, but I just said that because this is a fun high school story. One day, because I started Beverly as a new girl in my junior year, and I didn't know anybody, I had no friends, and I'm like so not catty girl at all. Like that's so not my personality. But it was like this one group of girls, and I started school one day, and I was like, hey, this is my first day. Like I don't know anybody. What grade are you in? And this girl goes, why? I was like, just because I want to know. Never mind. Meh. And then like that week, I had an old New York taxi cab car. That was my car. Like everyone at Beverly had like Mercedes and BMWs and Range Rovers and everything. And I drove an old New York taxi cab. Those big yellow checkered ones? Yeah. But mine was all white. And so the first week of school, someone bashed into my car in the parking lot, like left dents, and then put open pads like on the windows. And I was like, gosh. And I like went and like bawled my eyes out. So then that's why I said, what is it earlier?
That's awful.
But whatever.
You would think that like at a school, I don't know, I feel like they should be more welcoming, especially at a school that's like.
Yeah, but whatever. It happens.
That caliber. Yeah.
It happens.
Were there any other
that was the best one.
Instances? Yeah.
That was a good one.
That's awful though.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. So, I mean, clearly you've overcome.
Yeah.
So, being at Beverly Hills High School, I mean, there were so many people who had aspirations of being in the industry. Was there ever any competition between people there?
Not really. No, yeah, not really. It actually wasn't a very entertainment industry-based school. Because I think a lot of the kids came from people that were in the entertainment industry, so everybody was like they didn't think it was cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I feel like I don't know. I feel like it would be the opposite. Like if you were you had parents in the industry, they would like either force you to go in that direction or.
No, not at Beverly. There really wasn't. It wasn't like that at all there.
Cool. So I know you briefly mentioned the pop group that you were in for a little bit, Foxy Nova.
Oh, Lord.
So I know that tested you a little bit with your, values, but you also gained some amazing contacts within the industry. You said you worked with Babyface and a ton of other talented people.
Yeah.
What did you learn from that experience?
I learned that I could stand up to people. Like, we worked with the most amazing producers in the world and wrote a million songs with like Robin Thicke and worked, I don't know, all these really cool, like, urban people. And
Yeah.
it was, like, you know, a crazy experience, but they always wanted me to sing songs. They always wanted me to be, like, more sexy, and I would just be like, I don't know how to be so sexy. Because they literally, like, the other girls were really sexy, and they'd, like always, like, do whisper parts in songs, like, yeah, come on, yeah. And, like, so I would try to do it, and I'm like, yeah. It feels weird. And then, or our photo shoots, like, the other girls were, like uber sexy. And then I was like this.
You have to practically wear no clothes while you're doing it anyway.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I wanted to die. And then I would just literally, and then they had like dance moves. I played the guitar and the other girls were like, would like dance. And like, but they're like, Caitlin, come on, be more sexy, be more sexy. And I would like cry. I was like, I'm trying, I can't. And then like songs, they'd want us to sing songs about like, I would always want to write songs about like changing the world and like, look what I see in the world today or whatever, even when I was in high school. And then they always wanted us to sing songs about like having an affair and like getting drunk and like
At
using our
17?
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah.
ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. There's like one of our label guys came to us, like our A&R guy, and he's like, okay, I got this hit song. This is gonna be your hit song, guys. And it was like, I see that wedding ring on your finger, and that makes me like something. And I was like, no,
That's awful.
no. And they're like, well, we own you, so you have to. And this is a hit song. And I was like, oh my gosh, no, I'm not doing it. And I remember I like cussed. It was like my first time cussing. I'm like, then get another effing girl to be in your effing group, because I won't do it. And like bawled my eyes out. So anyway, so it definitely like gave me like balls. Like, yeah. Like I'm not afraid of you, even though they're all like really scary sometimes.
So I know that you've said before that when you first started performing, it was very nerve-wracking. So how do you overcome those nerves, or have you not yet?
No, I still get so nervous. I'm nervous right now. Just kidding. No, I'm not nervous now. But like before any show, like in front of humans, I get really nervous.
Why is that? I mean, I heard that you said that you even get nervous when you do karaoke, and you have a gorgeous voice. So
yeah,
it's like,
I won't do karaoke because it's just like then I have to feel like I have to perform. That's why I like singing some of my songs because they're so like close to my heart that I can just close my eyes and just like be in my own world and close my eyes. But if you're karaoke, you have to be like opening your eyes and performing, and I can't do it. It's
opening
like,
your
I
eyes
hate
to
it.
read the words.
Yeah, and try and perform. Like I don't want to have to like dance. I'm really bad at dancing, so I just rather close my eyes and just like be in the moment, like feel the words instead of being like, look at my performance skills.
Yeah.
Like I wish I could be like that, but I'm way too nerdy.
Much more comfortable just singing in the shower.
Yes. But I love writing. I do. Yeah, I love writing and I love recording and I like performing if it's like, I prefer more like acoustic-y, you know.
Soulful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what your sound is now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know that also when you do write songs, you don't typically write the love songs or the relationship-y breakup songs. You try to write songs with like a message or a positive meaning. So how did you get into songwriting?
Just from getting into that girl group and then writing with Babyface. Like he really taught me how to play guitar and write, and he was always like challenging us to come up with something clever. That was his favorite word. He'd always say like, okay, we gotta, no, it needs to be like something clever, like, you know, no one's heard before. And so that really kind of taught me how to write, I think.
Yeah. So going back into acting just a little bit, you have appeared in Seventh Heaven, Malcolm in the Middle, on a ton of shows with Fran Drescher,
Fran Drescher.
Fran Drescher, yeah, sorry. And then The Hard Times of R.J. Berger. Yeah. So which do you prefer, acting or singing?
Definitely singing. The Hard Times of R.J. Berger was fun. It was a show on MTV last year, I think. And so I did a season of that, and I played RJ's girlfriend, and I had to make my hair like dark brown, and wore glasses and camo jacket, and had my own punk band on the show. And we were really horrible, like on purpose. It was funny, but that was fun. Like it was fun to pretend that I was in high school and dating a 15-year-old. It made me feel really good. I'm like, okay, I guess my facial cream is working because I'm dating a 15-year-old right now on TV, and it was awesome. So that was fun, but I prefer writing in the music world.
Yeah. And you've taken time off of acting before. I know you said that you're kind of like shying away from it right now.
Yeah.
Would you ever go back to it? Or?
Oh, yeah, I'm totally open. I just don't want to live the lifestyle of, like, going on auditions every day and trying to be like, pick me, pick me, pick me. Oh, no, no, okay, because there's, like, hundreds of other girls trying out. It's just like, ugh, I've done that for so long, and it's not worth it to, like, work every now and then audition all the time. But I'm totally open to still do it.
Yeah.
It's just I like music more because it's like when you go in and you play a song, it's like I wrote this song, and you're presenting like like everything. It's just more creative. When you go on auditions, it's just like reading words on a paper, and it's like next, 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 and I was like, ugh.
It's not as meaningful.
No.
Yeah. So we talked about a little bit about writing songs and how you like to write songs about body issues and just real issues that are going on in the world. I know on your new EP, you have several songs. One of them is Consolation Prize, which I know is very personal.
Yeah.
I love the message in it, though, just because, like, I've been through relationships where exes make you feel not that great.
Yeah.
But was this, like, writing songs, do you find it more therapeutic, or is it hard to, you know, go through this and revisit those feelings?
No, it's not hard. It was like when I wrote Consolation Prize, I was going through a breakup. No, I was with my boyfriend when I wrote the song, my ex-boyfriend. And when I wrote the bridge, that's what made me realize that we needed to break up. Because I got my mojo back, you know? So like the whole song is like, meh, 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 I feel like crap. And then the end was like, wait a minute, I don't need to take this anymore. Da, 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 da. And then it helped me like realize that I needed to break up with him. And then when we broke up, I read him the words to the song, and that's how we broke up.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's
I think
intense.
I like writing stuff like that I know people can relate to. And
Yeah,
stuff
but
like
it's
that.
definitely relatable. I feel like so many people go through that, especially girls.
Yeah.
So it helps out people too.
Oh, good.
So actually, I mean, dating in LA is so difficult. Like, what is advice that you have for young girls?
Well,
Not just in LA, I guess.
I feel like there's a lot of cute boys at church that are good boys. And I just met my current boyfriend there. And I don't know. I mean, sometimes when you go to like bars or clubs, like guys are just like not, I don't know. It's like,
You're not going to meet a quality guy
Yeah.
at a club.
yeah. So I think like either mutual friends, you know, like, and my boyfriend now also, we had a bunch of the same friends. And it's like no wonder that our personalities get along so well, because our sense of humors work so well, because he's best friends with all my best friends. So that it works. I think like mutual friends and just, like places, like groups, whether it be like, you know, like for me, that's important to me. Like I wanted someone who likes church and stuff. So like there's like stuff like that. That's
Yeah.
where I want to go with.
And the friends are also great references because
Yeah.
you know their character already and whatever
Yeah.
else. Yeah.
Totally. I have to do my background checks.
Triplicate, like have them fill out the forms and everything. So just going back to the giving keys real quick. I know that I mean, it skyrocketed from, as we mentioned, being one key and just snowballed into thousands. It also got a lot of people in the industry talking about it.
Yeah.
One of my friends came in to AfterBuzz wearing one of the necklaces
Oh,
a year
really?
ago. That's how I heard about it.
Cool.
But did you originally, when you started it, think that it would become that big?
I don't know. I just always was. I don't know. I didn't really think about it. I just was like hustling
Yeah.
with it. Yeah.
Cool. So moving forward, what do you hope to accomplish in your life and career?
What I want to accomplish, I want to grow the Giving Keys into like a brand, not just jewelry, but apparel and shirts and clothes, and I have a bunch of ideas with that I'm excited about. Just keeping like hiring more people that are trying to get off the street and partnering up with other charities. Like I love doing that, and so I want to keep doing that. Like we're doing this thing this summer where we're partnering up with this other company called 31 Bits, and they employ women in Uganda, I think, to make these like paper bead cool necklaces. So we're gonna have the keys at the bottom made by our guys in downtown LA, and then the turquoise beads from these women Africa, and I love
That's so cool.
that, doing that kind of stuff, and yeah, so just that kind of stuff mostly.
So I've heard your music, and we're going to hear an acoustic performance in a minute. But I know your music is very unique and very soulful. But is there anyone's career that you hope to emulate in that regard?
That's a good question. I love Adele. I think she's awesome and like quality and not like, I don't know. She just seems like, I like that people respect her and she just seems like a badass.
She pours her heart and soul into her music. She's amazing.
Yeah. I think she's my favorite right now.
Who are some of your inspirations?
I mean, mostly her right now. I mean, I love Mumford and Sons. They're my favorite band. I love Switchfoot and John Foreman. Like the way he writes, I think that's also my favorite. And he always was at charity events and all that kind of stuff. Like, have you heard of To Write Love on Her Arms?
Yeah.
So they had like a few tours, and it was like all about suicide prevention, and they had like Christina Perri sing and John Foreman, Switchfoot, and all these really cool bands. So stuff like that. Like I love artists that get behind causes and like are singing for
Trying to make a change.
Yeah.
So I think we should get into the acoustic performance
Cool,
if we
let's do it.
can.
We're gonna tune up a little bit. Should I sit here?
Yeah, if you sit there, that's good. And then the mic will pick up the guitar.
Cool.
Here's your mic.
Oh, you're gonna be tracked.
Oh, are we switching sides?
No, you're still gonna stay here with us now. Here's your mic.
Oh. Cool.
Cathy's gone silent on me.
Oh, sorry.
Radio silent. Cathy.
I'm excited to hear the song, so I'm just waiting. So which song are you going to play?
So this song is called Save That Pillow.
Okay.
And I wrote it about, I want girls to hear this song, and I want them to think, I never want to be that girl. I never want to be that girl in that song.
Yeah.
And even guys, if they hear it, I think it will make them like, ooh, I don't want to
be that guy.
So it's a little graphic, and it's just describing a girl giving it up too easily for a guy that doesn't really care about them.
Okay. And this is also the title of your
Title track of
EP.
the EP, which just came out last week on iTunes.
Cool.
So this is, you guys are kind of the first to hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it. Lights down, feet wet. He tells you all the words, so you feel fed. Sparks fly, but just in your head. You think you're what he wants, so you let him into your bed. And lights down, clothes off. You do the deed to keep him round, and you're praying you won't hear the sound of your door closing, 'cause he's got places to go. And you wait around till he never shows, and he will never remember, and he will never call. Oh, so get down to the bottom of why you're giving yourself away, and save that pillow for someone who will love you the right way. you call that love you made. Memories of him will fade. And I know you got it in you, 'cause you got the right stuff, baby. You got the right stuff, darling. And he didn't know the first thing about you. Oh, and he will never remember. And he will never call. Oh, so get down to the bottom of why you're giving yourself away, and save that pillow for someone who will love you the right way.
That was so pretty.
Thank you.
I love it. I love how soulful it is and
Adam
everything.
Guitar.
Yeah. So shameless plug time. Where can people find your new EP?
It just came out last week, so you can get it at iTunes. It's called Save That Pillow, and we have 6 songs, and they're all like totally different all over the place, which I love. And you can check out loveyourflaws.com with all the girls' body images stuff and see all those cool pictures and blogs. And then the Giving Keys, so you can get your own custom-made key. You can rings, bracelets, earrings, necklaces, cell phone cases. You can get any word you want engraved on a key.
Get them for your
And
friends as well.
Yeah, they're like the best gifts of all time. And CaitlinCrosby.com for any other good info.
Cool. And then can people find you on Twitter as well?
Yeah, Twitter at Caitlin Crosby. I'm like an Instagram whore. I love Instagram. Take pictures of my pimples and ingrown hairs. And
So people will love to follow you.
yeah, it'll make you feel good about yourself at Caitlin Crosby.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and
Thanks
thank
for
you
having
so
us.
much for that acoustic performance. It was
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Thank you.
So pretty. So yeah, definitely check out all of her music on iTunes. Check out The Giving Keys, Love Your Flaws, everything else. You can subscribe to AfterBuzz on iTunes. Just type in AfterBuzz TV when you open up your iTunes box. You can find Chatting with Cathy as well as 60 other shows that we do here a week. So until next time, I'm Cathy Kelly.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily.
This is where we do the fuzzy later.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.